Yo, yo, yo. What the business is, YouTube? This is Clarence over here at Pursuit of Freedom. Uh, it's been a minute since I made a video. My trading lately, with there being some changes in the markets, and of course, everybody knows Trump tariff talk. I don't know. Um, I didn't pre-plan out this video and go do this research beforehand. But anyway, we know that we've been in this trade battle with China. You know what I'm saying? Running on, you know what I mean, a couple of quarters now. A couple quarters now. Probably going to be approaching the year mark pretty soon. I'm not 100% sure on that. I'm just trying to see if I can find any sort of news talking about the tariffs. U.S. To suffer from tariffs. Trump aide says. You know what I mean? White House expects retaliation from China over increased tariffs. This was 8 hours ago. Tariffs a boost to the economy or a waste of a good tax cut. We just got a tax cut, but I mean these tariffs really are playing and take their toll on the market. This is KTOV. This is just a stock that I'm holding, that I'm keeping my eyes on. I see that it's got some sort of patent news out, which I will read a little bit later. I do have to go to work tonight, so I don't want to spend too much time in this YouTube video right now. But you know what I'm saying? The tariff. You know what I mean? They said he's an increase of tariffs on 200 billion of Chinese good would cut a half a percentage point of China's whatever, right? So there's $200 billion in Chinese goods that are imported to the US, and we're already now basically got a 10% tariff tax on those goods. And that 10% is going to go up to 25% because Trump didn't get what it is that he wanted out of the trade negotiation. So he went up on the tariffs. Now, what I'm expecting for that in a few months or over the course of the next couple of months is to be exactly what the market is doing. Let's take a quick look at the market. Now, the Dow never made it back to its all-time high. So the top 30 companies never touched the all-time high. The NASDAQ 100, which I have in this second column, and the S&P 500 I got in this third column, all briefly went above the high, the old high set back in, is this on the daily chart? Back in September. You know, these old highs that were set back in September, late August, early September, when it reached up and set its highs. But these two indices briefly, slightly got up above those highs set back in September. And since then, all of my major indexes have turned over, and we're looking like we're seeing some downward momentum. And this is all within being that it's probably been a whole week now since Trump made the mention of the news that he's going to increase the tariffs. Now, you know, on imported goods. Now, this money is going to come from somewhere, and it's going to come out the hands of the people as usual. You know what I'm saying? Those at the top, maybe big companies might feel even more of a pinch on their goods and have to go up on the prices of their goods and services because of the effects. So ain't nobody trying to go into business to do their business for free. You in business to make money, and this is across every single business in the world. So yeah, there's gonna be some effects. And also, man, just taking a look at the jump. I'm gonna slide the intraday chart of the S&P. This is the intraday chart, 5-minute chart to the left, daily chart I got to the right, my secret sauce over here to the far right. But in the middle, And I mean, this bounce off of these lows set back in December is already rallied. The market has already rallied to the tune of 24%. So some pullback is due. Plus, we also got like a double top right there, or maybe even you can kind of sort of call it a triplet top, but I don't want to call it a triple because at the exact levels during there where it's at now, you got a double top. You know what I'm saying? Two tops. I mean, the resistance levels are acting as what they are, resistance. So they're giving some resistance to the stock's price and the market's price, and the market is pulling back some. That along with the tariffs, you know what I'm saying, that have come into play. So our economy, our market is changing because we haven't traded. At least I haven't heard of trading through tariffs at all for anybody, let alone the few years. I've only been doing this, been looking into this, studying this, digging this out for the last 2 years, and I'm nowhere near done with this stuff, man. But uh, so let me get back to Trade King. The market looks to be turning over. Looks like we could have this downward trend possibly push down another 100+ points. You know, who knows how far it's gonna dip, how far it's gonna go to the downside, especially being that the last 2 days the lows have been bought up, and I love when I see that. I love when I see candles that look like these two right beside each other right here. When you get the prices dipped super low and then get bought right back up. This, I mean, sometimes can be a sign that the market can push higher, but there are times when that fails, when it looks like the market's going to push higher, and it ends up not doing so. Trying to delete this thing now. I can't get it to delete. There we go. So, I mean, I don't know what the market's going to do. And the market has been shaking me out a tad bit lately. So I've been talking for 7 minutes already. I don't want this video to be super long, but I do want to point out the other thing I'm noticing about this market, man. If we got some change. I really do think we are getting to the point where we're going to be involved in a stock pickers market. The majority of the stocks that I got on my watch list are probably $10 and under. Probably the strong majority are $5 and under. You know, but I do have many stocks. Any stock that'll jump 20% in a day is worthy of being on my list. It can be Amazon. You know what I'm saying? Any stock that jumps, big percentage gainers, all of them. I'm always constantly putting them on my list, most of the time by way of TradingView, which I haven't done so far from Friday. I just completely haven't thought about adding to the list or checking to see if there was anything in the top that I didn't have on my list. It's been kind of busy. BPL is another one. And then, like, that's another thing too, man. Look at the top on TradingView. Look at these stocks. I mean, stocks that are up 20%. Stocks that are up pretty good, man. A lot of these stocks, BPL. A lot of these stocks are higher price stocks. You know, and that's what I mean by it's becoming a stock picker market versus a trader market. You know, and I just go through here and I find these stocks. Any stock that'll go up 10% in the day is worthy of me looking at. And if I already got it on my list, the watch list will tell me. GTHX, not on my list. $25 stock that jumped 20%. GPX, $15 stock that jumped 19%, 20%. That's worthy of trading for me. So I go through here and I add any of these stocks. You know what I mean? That are up. MOR is another one. I mean, and TradingView has a whole assortment of stocks that are typically just higher price. MISC, and I'm just trying to speed up to get through this a little bit faster because I'm doing this process while I'm talking. Some of these stocks I already know that I have on my list because I come back and I look at, you know, these after the market or when I get up and see what's happening, right? So immediately when I add these into the list, they populate right where their percentage fits. So I'm gonna minimize that again for a quick second. So like what I was just quickly pointing out was that the fact that I'm noticing that the market is changing. Now, I like the fact that the number 21 stock down here out of 2,000 plus, roughly 1% of the entire market is up 18% or better, right? I love that fact that 21 stocks, like my whole top list, this would have been at the end of the trading day. This is not at the beginning of the trading day. When I have this at the beginning of the trading day, that's a truthfully bullish day. The bull is loose, kicking, bucking. You know what I'm saying? The bull is raging on those days. So, but there's still, this does tell me that there's a decent amount of strength though in the market where I should be able to find a trade to get into. But the volatility is increasing though, and that's what I'm noticing too. And on that regard, whenever the volatility increases for me, I traded Friday, which during the time when I traded Friday was a red day. I ended up with a big loss there on the 10th. Just scrolling back through some of these here days, I had a humongous loss on May the 3rd of $4,000, the biggest loss I've taken of the year. Uh, the biggest loss I've taken ever was on that trade right there. April the 1st was my next biggest loss of 3,600. March the 14th, I had a loss of 3,200. So I'm always going back, looking at my own personal metrics. But the only thing I want to make sure is that there are less red trades than green trades. So out of 700 and something items, which really means roughly half of that, like 300 and something items, almost about half of those are red. But when I get down here to the higher end of my green trades, I like the fact that my green trades are double the size of my biggest loss. My biggest gain is double the size of my biggest loss. My biggest loss is 4,000. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 trades over 4,000. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, and there's Tandem again. Back when Tandem was $13, back on May the 25th. I don't know when that was, but man, I wish I'd have kept trading Tandem. Look at Tandem now. I just click on that. I scroll down. Remember this trade right here? 900 shares at $13.97. Tandem is $64 now. So I could have just bought that and kept buying it. That's $13. That's way back here somewhere. That's way back here. Look at this massive run Tandem went on. And this is the type of market though I think we're. I think you're gonna have to find true winners in a more volatile market, in a tariff probably gonna be have to pinch more pennies at the register or whatever market. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I feel like that we got a changing market. The landscape is changing. We're getting higher price stocks making bigger moves. This is a $25 stock. You usually don't get a 20% jump out of a $25 stock, but it also has a 16.8 million on the float. Float is not real high. And I'm seeing this, it's already been way up to 70. So this goes instantly. Am I currently stalking? Listen, I'm going to stalk this one here. I'm going to stalk this stock for a while. Another stock got quite a bit of range left before it gets back to its all-time high, 37%, up here at $29. I don't know if that's the all-time high. Matter of fact, that is the all-time high. But it's working its way back in that direction as of right now. This could all change tomorrow. ABDR, this is a fairly new IPO. Had a massive green day, 20% spike. You know, CDLX, somewhat new IPO. And this thing here is working its way back towards its highs, and it's about 20-something% off its high. So there's all sorts of room in some of these higher price stocks that I may just have to shift. That's what trading is about. Sometimes you got to switch things up. This miss is only a 2-day old company. Just IPO 2 days ago, and it had a 17% jump on its second day. I don't know why that happens, but that happens, you know. But I'm just noticing that the top of my watch list, $76 stock. Last week, I had a stock over $500 that was up 20%. It's so super rare for a $500 stock to get up 20%. And I'm just scrolling because I don't know if I traded that stock or not. I'm trying to scroll through and see these prices I get. But you see, I'm following the market. I'm noticing a couple of these higher price stocks, $17, $10. I'm getting away from, you know what I mean, my comfort a little bit with some of these. But I trade what's hot. $50 stocks, SEDG Sedge on the 9th. Look at this massive gap. You know what I'm saying? And then it pushed higher, pulled back, looked like it wanted to climb again. I should have held my position, you know, a little bit longer. But that's about all I want to get at, man. I noticed that we having a change in market. the market has turned over and we're looking more to the bearish side. I don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. Um, but what I do know is that I'm gonna be a tad bit careful out here as I am always. I don't trade every day. So if we got like 230 trading days in a year, I may honestly trade about half that because when the market is not looking good, I typically don't do good on those days. 3 out of 4 stocks follow the market. So really on red days, I need to be short selling the market. And that's just me watching, looking at my own metrics, looking at my own habits. When I trade and I'm trying to buy against the market, I usually end up losing. So for that matter, I've been short selling a tad bit more lately too, on red days to try to see if I can get some green trades on those days because there's money to be made to the up and the downside. This is Pursuit of Freedom. I just wanted to come back and drop a little video. Um, I still haven't even done an April monthly review, which I'm gonna have to do in a weird way if I still do it. I've already done it really, but I just haven't done one and posted one on YouTube. I ended up doing pretty good for the month of April, $20,000. But it would take money to make money. So that's what I'm in the process of doing, getting this money stacked up. I got to make more sense out of it. Ain't nobody going into no business with $500, you know. So I think I'm at a point where I am ready to increase my trading size and move up just a smidge a bit to something a tad bit with a tad bit more capital because it takes more capital to make this thing work, to make this thing really work. That's what paper trading has shown me. This is Pursuit of Freedom. I'll let you.